Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight I have a very special show. I have Matt Brown, the editor of Nevada Magazine, and first I want to say congratulations. I understand you're a new father.
Yeah, we have a 3-month-old, and he's a wonderful baby. He actually sleeps a lot. He's kind of like his dad.
Awesome. Well, it reminds me the last time you were on the show, I think you had a new baby then too, Nolan.
Yeah, I've been on the show a few times, and I think one of those times he was a newborn pretty much. So,
Yeah.
I guess time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah. Anyways, one of the questions I always wanted to ask you, which I always forget to ask you until you leave, and I go, oh, why didn't I ask you a question? You have power over basically 6 segments of the state. Basically, and then people are always trying to manipulate you to show their stories, probably.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if I it's just like a normal for people to go, hey, what about these guys? Eagles and Ag Tour.
Well, we've done a lot of stories on Eagles and Ag, actually. So.
I'm going to say, do people like me try to get you to do some stuff in their little turf area, or is it a lot of pressure, or?
What you're referring to is the 6 territories of Nevada, and that's more of a internal thing with the Nevada Commission on Tourism. I think that has to do with the grant program and how they distribute those grants, and so these rural communities, say they want to update their website or make a new website, they'll apply for a grant and then hopefully get that money to get that underway. So we did in 2011, our 75th anniversary year, we did 6 special issues on the 6 territories, and that was just a great way for us to organize that information and celebrate the state and celebrate Nevada Magazine at the same time.
It was actually great for us. We had a lot of awareness on some of our items here. People got aware of what they were, what we wanted to choose for our area. And it ended up being kind of a debate between a lot of things, but Danbury Ranch ended up being selected. But awareness is good, and then you kind of let you know where you should promote. And some of the things that you put in your magazine, I didn't even know about.
Yeah, and circling back, what you're getting at is do people approach us with story ideas? Of course, and that's what we want. We want people to tell us their story ideas. If you have a great restaurant in Nevada, or just a great place to visit that a lot of people don't know about. Our mission is to cover rural Nevada. I mean, obviously we do stories about Las Vegas, Reno, Carson City, the urban areas, but we really rely on those rurals to tell us what's happening in their.
That was actually another question of your mission, but I don't remember it being rural Nevada, so that's a good thing.
It is, on the surface, our job is to promote rural Nevada, so that, that's why you see so much of that, and Nevada Magazine tells that story, tells all of Nevada's stories, so that people know what else is in Nevada besides the stuff they know.
Well, I love your magazine. Also, how much work do you do on this one, the Travel Nevada? Is that, you guys do anything with those two?
We do quite a bit of work on the visitor's guide with Nevada Commission on Tourism.
This is really a good magazine, and I don't know if I asked you that question before, but it's a lot of time in here. And if you want to know what you're doing in Nevada, this is a good one to pick up just to help your tourist friends out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a great travel guide. If you're thinking about, I'm going to take a trip to Great Basin National Park and I'm going to have my RV, what are the RV friendly campgrounds that I can stay at and that sort of thing. So, or you're just going to take the family car and you want to know where you can stay at a hotel, in the town of Baker in eastern Nevada, where can I do that? And so that is a great guide for that.
Yeah, like when Bethany was on the show, we talked about Lovelock, but she said you probably shouldn't really find a place a little bit away from Lovelock because there isn't really a whole lot of places to stay. But when my sister came, I gave her a copy of your magazine, the one with Lincoln on it, and just to help them. She was job hunting at Morrison College in Reno, so I don't know if she hasn't been told if she had the job or not, but your magazines are a good place to someone visiting to get an idea of the flavor and the quality of what Nevada is. It's such a different place. People don't really know how tough and old west this place really is.
Yeah, and it's such a vast, enormous state. That's another thing too that I don't think a lot of people realize, because even people from LA think that it's, just a short drive from Reno to Vegas. And I mean, that's an 8-hour drive, 7 for some.
Yeah, yeah.
You catch my drift.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, this is kind of how I encapsulate it. There are so many great things in Nevada, but it takes time to get to them.
We also,
So.
we're at war. We're against, to get people to visit us, and your magazine does a good thing to help fight that war. And everybody we get to this region, like I cheat a little bit, even to help Douglas County, I'll get people to come down here to do the show, and they'll buy gas, they'll buy chips, they'll buy stuff, and helps our little economy. Well, if you think a little bit bigger for Nevada, every time we get some tourists to come, like I get my parents to come every year, my wife brings her parents or their uncles, get them to visit here, they all spend money and they go home. So your magazine helps me a lot. It gives me stuff to do, fresh ideas. Just because I live here doesn't mean I know what's going on all the time. And like, for example, land sailing, how cool is that? I mean, that is cool. We had it on one of the shows about 7 years ago I had. But this gives you how to find it. It's still happening, because I didn't even know it was still happening. So that's just awesome. And then you have all these other photography and issues of wildlife. And before I get any too farther in my little notes of other things, and a historic anniversary coming up, Historic Nevada. You want to talk a little bit about this book and how to get it?
Yeah, Historical Nevada is our new project, and we're very proud of this book. It's a celebration of the sesquicentennial, and I know that word's going around and people are still learning how to pronounce it, but I've had a lot of practice.
I butcher it.
But 150th birthday is 2014, so we chose 150 images from our many years of producing the Nevada historical calendar. So these are a great package for history enthusiasts, and if you love Nevada, chances are you love the history of the state.
Well, when you had that 75th anniversary one, that was the best magazine ever. Was it like 193 pages or something like that?
It was.
I remember something like that.
That's one that I'm really proud of as well, and that was more of a celebration of Nevada Magazine and the staff, the many people we've had that have put out the magazine over the years, but we also reprinted stories from all of the different decades and had intros to those different decades and what was going on in the state and what was going on at the magazine at the time.
Well, I was going to ask you, how do you get a hold of this?
The best way is go on our website, nevadamagazine.com, or give me a call at 775-687-0602, and I'll get you to the right people to order that book. It's just great. We've had a lot of great feedback already, and Governor Sandoval was kind enough to sign some of those.
Oh,
so
right.
We've been kind of giving those away to exclusive Nevada people, I guess you could say. But
I was going to mention him a little bit too. For Halloween, I played Lucky Duck to entertain kids at the. This was my 10th year for his Halloween. And he meets and greets everybody who comes through there, and he sent me a handwritten thank you letter.
That's awesome.
Well, it is, but I hadn't had that since Governor Gwynn did it. And so I think he's the real deal, a real people person. He came in and talked to everybody that was going to do the entertaining. It's only 4 or 5 hours, but we went through, I don't know what the numbers are, I would guess 5,000 people, 5,000 kids. And he meet and greeted everybody, and then he was just nice people.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed about Governor Sandoval is he truly cares about the state of Nevada, and anyone who knows him closely will tell you that he'll just light up about the history of the state, and he even, I believe, cuts down a Christmas tree every year in Belmont, or one of the Nevada ghost towns in central Nevada. So he loves the state, and that's a good thing.
Plus, when you walk up to him and talk to him, check out his boots. They're worn. They're not no fake boots from some politician. They're the real deal. They're broke in. Well, let's see what I was going to talk to you about. We touched upon briefly the 6 things that we talked about for each treasure. Now, is that something that's going to you're going to do something like that again, or are you going to keep the treasures the same for promotion, or how's that work?
Well, so what you're referring to is called Discover Your Nevada, and so the way that all went down is people would nominate their favorite treasures from these 6 territories that we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. And so let's just take the Las Vegas territory, for example, Valley of Fire State Park.
Awesome.
So it's kind of more of a voting thing, like Dangberg Ranch that you mentioned. You know, they campaigned for themselves, so they got people to vote. But Dangberg Ranch is a phenomenal place in Nevada.
It's still getting a lot of
it's
tourism, and we try to do some shows for them too to help it out.
So that's a Nevada Commission on Tourism thing that they've done for 2 straight years, and I have not been told that they're not going to do it again. So, and we've featured it twice.
So you're just kind of along with them. Yeah. And I was just going to ask you, one thing I like about your magazine is you have a lot of web extras, and then you have like blogs. So if you're really into computers and spend some time, you can get a lot of information real fast.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, obviously we want people to buy Nevada Magazine. We want people to subscribe to Nevada Magazine and buy it on newsstands because that's how we're supported, you know, and a lot of people think we're state funded and we're not.
Yes.
That's kind of another matter, but to my point, you know, you can hop on NevadaMagazine.com and read tons of stories about the state of Nevada, and I'm not just saying it, it's not the same as print, you know, I mean, these pictures really jump out at you in print. So it's a different experience, but the content is the same. And that's, of course, to get people excited about the magazine, and hopefully by reading a few stories on our website, they'll be sold, you know. But then, you know, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, on and on and on. I mean, we're all over those, and we're sharing photos, and what I like about social media so much is the immediacy of it. You know, if we're traveling, we went to Laughlin recently, and I had never been to Laughlin, and it's a fantastic place.
Awesome.
You know, I had no idea. And for instance, the Colorado River is so clear. I mean, it competes with Lake Tahoe with its clarity, and you would just never, I would never think that, you know.
Awesome.
So that stuff like that you would share on social media right then, you know, and of course, in our January, February 2014 issue, we'll have a story on Laughlin.
Okay.
So,
well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about Nevada Magazine with Matt Brown. Thank you. Okay. I had a lot of little things.
Run long there?
Just a little bit. Nothing.
Okay.
But I wanted to, you know, get the so people can communicate with you. I think you already said NevadaMagazine.com. I don't know if we need to really do Nevada Magazine blog spots.
I mean,
but as long as they know that you can communicate with, you know, with yourself. You know, if you want to, you know, talk to Matt Brown, you can. And then, you know, I had the mission wrong. I had beautiful pictures and inspired to travel. But I like this. You know, everything you know, if we go through your magazines, you got rural open land, public land, live vicariously by Nevada. I mean, you got good stuff. I love your magazine.
Oh,
I couldn't even imagine what to talk about because it was so like perfect.
Say that.
I know. I looked at another show where I was just so like inspired by what you do that it just it helps me. You know, these shows I really envision are trying to help tourism. I mean, I really hopefully, and I don't do as many as I would like, but you know, I get like Lacey J. Dalton's talking about her horses today. Hopefully, that inspires someone just to drive out and look for horses. I mean,
for sure. I mean, that's, you know, and you know, it's a shame that the controversy surrounds the wild horses, but from just a tourism standpoint, you know, it's phenomenal that you can see wild horses running in a field, you know.
I know.
It's so cool.
Okay, ready for part 2?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi, we're back with Matt Brown of the Nevada Magazine, and last time we talked, I think the magazine's available at most major supermarkets.
Yeah, Walmart, Scolari's, Raley's, Costco. You know, it should be around, and it should be on newsstands. If it's not, just, you know, get a hold of us and let us know. And typically, if someone's interested in the magazine, we'll send them a complimentary copy. You know, because by just reaching out and saying, you know, I can't find your magazine, or I want to see the current issue, then that's enough for us to, you know, show it to them, and then hopefully they subscribe, or they tell their friends, or, you know.
You know, when we did the Governor's Mansion, he gave everybody a Lincoln one. It's just absolutely a great magazine. You got great photographers, great staff, and I was wondering if I had your job, it'd be really tough with the level of your photography to do a cover, to figure out how to select a cover. Do you have like a dartboard and you just kind of? How do you select it? I mean, how do you select the cover? I mean, look, all of them are absolutely beautiful. I mean, it'd be really hard.
Well, thank you. Each issue is kind of its own little baby, and we kind of look at it that way. But we'll put 25 to 50 possible covers up. Just, the size that you see here in the production room, which is an open room where our designers lay out the magazine, and we'll all just gather around as a staff, and we just whittle them down, based on kind of a democracy,
So your leadership is a democracy.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, and then when we get down to 2 or 3, that's where it can become a little bit more totalitarian, I guess.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
It is good to be king.
And
no, you have a deadline. You got to save time and productive.
Well, if I'm the king, I guess that makes Janet Geary the queen. So she definitely. No, our publisher.
She's been on the show before. She's very, very good. Very, very inspired by Nevada too. And I also had a silly question. We did a shoot at Lexall Plaza with the Traveling Troubadour. I understand you can hear him from your window.
Yeah, where has he been? He's been kind of silent the last couple months.
Well, his wife passed away. But I was just going to ask, is he getting more of an audience out there? Do you know this summer or?
Well, I'd say, just like I said, he hasn't been playing a whole lot. So, and that's unfortunate, and I thought that was the case.
But he played in the Lexall Plaza on Tuesdays, and the rest of the time he would not wander, but he had a route. And we did, I think, 3 shows on him, and he's definitely passionate about bringing entertainment to Carson City. And, as someone like yourself, who's like so close to seeing that kind of thing, well, it's hard to see stories like this all over the place. I mean, you'd be like, every time I walk around, I think, that'd be a story, that's a story.
Well, and we did a little bit of research about him, and he actually had his own TV show in the 80s, I think, or something. And so we didn't even realize, that he had kind of been slightly famous in Nevada history, so to speak. So he would make a great people story.
Well, he's the kind of person, maybe an example of a lot of Nevadians that are just out there trying to help other people. When a tourist comes to this area, to show them a good time. And he's not alone, but I'm just saying about stories. When you see something like that, a story idea, do you get involved in the research, or do you send like a cub reporter out to start doing some investigation on them?
It just depends on the situation, Our January-February 2014 issue will have a feature on Black history, and February being Black History Month.
Oh, so, big time, yeah.
Personally, I had not delved into the subject much in my time at Nevada Magazine, and so I took that on and wrote the story and researched it, and so that was a case where, in-house we took that on, or sometimes we'll have writers who will email us or call us and say, I have this great story idea, you should do this, or I'd like to do this, and I'd say, all right, go for it.
I remember like that 2 years ago, someone did something for Black History Month in a museum. They got like a $10,000 grant because of their efforts. So you never know what story turns into something bigger just from helping somebody.
Yeah, it could have been related to Jack Johnson, perhaps.
Maybe
because I know that in 2010 was the 100th anniversary of that famous 1910 fight. So I know they had some exhibits and stuff around that, but yeah, and subjects kind of resurface too.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of almost recycle content in a way.
I like a lot of things to keep it refreshed. A lot of population changes, but what I like about your magazine, again, I hope I don't give you a big head too much, but we here are fighting for our museums. We got the Genoa Museum, we got the Carson Valley Museum, and then the Danbury Ranch. So history is a big part of this county. So you always seem to get the museums in there and leave. The little guys too. Ours are little, but they're some smaller than us. So like that. Then you also have things on hunting. Not so popular with some people, but yet there's a lot of people who love to come hunt. And I think I read something about the bighorn sheep, the elk, some kind of antelope that's the second fastest animal in the world we have on our property.
Yeah.
And then something else we hunt. But those kind of things bring dollars to Nevada.
Yeah, and I think with with what you're referring to, it's our nature section where we
Exactly. But it says
we
hunting.
will highlight a bighorn sheep or antelope or maybe a bird or something. And if hunting is related, we want to put that information in there, like
Well,
when you need to apply for your tags.
Well, like
and-
the bighorn sheep, you have even that if you get a permit, you still have to take classes to get qualified for actually hunting.
Yeah.
So if you're out of state and you're reading this, when you come here, you can get a magazine that tells you about hunting. It's not a extensive article, but it's enough where I got to figure out what I can hunt.
Next time you have Bethany Drysdale from NCOT on, ask her about hunting. She has a good story.
Oh, okay.
So keep that in your back pocket.
Okay.
It's a great story.
I think she's always getting run over by Mustangs, so I don't know about that one. She told me a story once where she got stuck in and all of a sudden a big herd came by or something.
Oh, yeah?
But, yeah,
well,
she's-
this is better than that.
She's got
trust
some good stories, so I will do that.
Okay.
Well, as far as your job, do you really having a good time? It sounds like you just love your job.
Yeah, it's I always say it's a job. We sit at a desk and we write stories and we design stories and go back and forth with that, and we're meticulous about the editing and all that. But my favorite part of the job is the travel. To see these places. Like we just traveled to Lamoille Canyon in the height of fall, and that is one of the most amazing scenes in Nevada. You could have. I was just taking photos on my iPhone that were print quality, and that's the great thing now. I tell people when you're out, smartphones, they take amazing photos now. So a photo that was taken on your phone could end up as in Nevada Magazine.
Actually, that just reminds me. That's why I was asking about if people are trying to influence your stories, because everywhere I go, people are trying to influence my stories. And just last night, a gal at CVS had pictures of snow, because it's snowing, and she's showing pictures of it's down in Strawberry and really nice areas in this region. So I'm thinking, well, that's something. Maybe I'll talk to Matt Brown about getting your pictures in the magazine. Didn't the contest already end though? But they can still submit pictures for something special.
Yeah, but the photo contest is the photo contest.
Wasn't that
It's
September,
one
October
part
type
of it.
thing?
But what I always tell photographers is, if you're on Facebook, you have to join our Nevada Photographers group.
She is.
And if you so
Nevada
that's
Photographers.
Yeah, if you search it, it's got to be the first thing that comes up. We have almost 800 members now, and it's just one amazing photo after the other on Facebook. And we do have rules. For instance, you can only post one image every 24 hours, so that it's not just one person taking up the news feed.
I think I saw
constantly.
about 60 last night, so I can see that. She has like 10% of her pictures. But
that's just such a great way, because we have a department in our magazine called Visions, which I borrowed from National Geographic.
No, it's okay. I think your magazine is. I think they'd be proud to be involved with you, because I was worried about you getting taken away by them a couple years ago. So since you're still here, I think you're okay.
Yeah. The department Visions was built around this Nevada Photographers group. So we highlight images in the magazine specifically from that group.
Because I don't have a number, but I would willing to bet this region probably has as many or more photographers than any other place in the world. Because I've heard like Emerald Bay is the number one photograph place in the region. But look at all the weddings we have in Reno and Vegas and Tahoe. There's photographers everywhere. And then, just driving here, I was seeing people taking pictures off the ridge, taking pictures down here of the valley, and I think we talked about people just going up in balloons just to say what beautiful scenery we have. Well, down the last 2 minutes, so go out and give out your contact information, how they can contact you for a free copy.
Okay. Well, I love email, editor@nevadamagazine.com, and I'll get right back to you on that. If you're a phone person, 775-687-0602. And if I can't answer your question, I'll direct you to someone who can. And we have a lot of great stuff going on right now. Our Historical Nevada book, which is a celebration of the state's 150th birthday. We have our 2014 historical calendars, so they make a great package as well as a great holiday gift idea. So, if you have Nevada relatives or friends, you can get all your holiday shopping done in one fell swoop, and watch everyone else go out to the malls and and sit in traffic.
And you're done.
You're done.
And I, like I said, I send my family and friends magazines all the time, and it's great to let them know where you live. Well,
Thank you.
thank you for being on Nevada Trails.
Yeah.
This is Michael Smith for Nevada Trails, and check out Nevada Magazine. It's very beautiful. It's well done, the high quality, and then send it to your family and friends, and get a magazine for a script. It'll help us. And tell Matt you saw him on public access TV, so he can be on the show more. So Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Thank you very much.